Hello, Internet people. It is time for me now to react to the Beyond Weal and Woe trailer. That's the Yao Guang centered improv tour trailer. They have been releasing a ton of these, and I just learned a little bit ago that they have another Chinese exclusive trailer that I now need to react to. It is so much to keep up with, but I am getting paid this month. I'm very happy with this, plus I get to analyze my favorite game, so yeah. Alright everyone, let's do this. You know how this goes. We go through it once, beginning to end, just to get the cohesive vibe, and then we watch it, doing all of the analysis, going frame by frame, as much as we need to, so let's do this.
The results remain the same. Should the Xianzhou become involved with the Anti-Destruction Alliance?
Okay.
An Arbiter General will meet with misfortune.
Oh.
You see, Junior Soar, there's your chance to become a general.
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
Hey, it was a joke. The least you could do is smile. Let's skip the serious talk. Did you forget our showdown at the card table? Compared to optimal play, good luck is what's truly invincible.
I love her voice, oh my goodness.
Madam Yao, have I not seen your gift for turning woe into weal? You choose the deadliest routes and still make the Yuchue reach her every year.
My goodness.
A mere diviner behind enemy lines always
Oh, is this a new character? Oh, no, that's her. That's her. That's Yao Guang.
Not to mention that audacious gamble of yours.
I can't hear what Fuxuan is saying. I'll turn on the subtitles during the analysis.
I call that seizing a
Oh, hello, Ruan Mei. And Lord Xia.
Should that traveler stir the Yuchue's fallow earth, you won't just lose your position. Your very life will be forfeit.
Yeah.
Relax. It'll all turn out fine.
She is a fire character, right?
But this omen is unlike any before. When an Aeon comes into play, look to the Thonghu, our clearest cautionary tale.
We're hearing more about the other...
Only because Master used his body to summon the rainbow did that battle have a sliver of hope.
Oh.
Despite giving everything, that was the only time you couldn't change the outcome.
Dang. We're learning more about the other ships.
Turning woe into weal was always just a stroke of luck. In a game played between gods, mortals can do nothing to change the outcome.
But next time, the time after that, we still have no choice but to pray for the rainbow's luck's arrow to fall.
There are always more paths than obstacles.
This is so...
In an encounter with the genius, guided by the erudition's calculations, I glimpsed Plain Arcadia. An Aeon's game is about to begin.
I am so excited for Plain Arcadia. It's gonna be great. Plain Arcadia. Everyone keeps saying. Oh, she's got the threads.
They grant you godhood in an instant, or scatter you to the void just as easily. But once their gaze is cast, even as a puppet, I can shift the course of their trajectories. This time, I will invite a god onto the board. And for the future of the cosmos, draw the most auspicious lot.
So that's what she wants to do. She wants to shift fortune.
I'm going. The Marshal has already agreed, so don't waste your breath.
I hope we eventually meet more generals.
Still as decisive as ever.
We've still got like 3, plus the Marshal. One of them is a Videoterer. That's all we really know. It might be 2. I don't remember. I think it's 2.
The strategist is blessed with remarkable fortune. But turning woe into weal is to invite karma upon oneself.
Yeah.
She must have foreseen this outcome long ago. That one day, misfortune would catch up to her.
Yet the starlight she pursues may be just ahead. Without becoming a player on the board, how can the endgame ever be changed?
Yeah.
Looks like it's time we make our move.
Ooh, the Xianzhou is getting ready to do stuff. Okay, beautiful. I am very concerned for Yao Guang now. It looks like there are a few different characters with death flags going into this, and some of them it's like the stuff with Himiko feels like it might be a little bit in our imaginations. It's not necessarily a death flags that we're seeing with Himiko, but we're all kind of a little bit traumatized, shall we say? All right, let's see what's going on here. Subtitles are on.
The results remain the same. Should the Xianzhou become involved with the Anti-Destruction Alliance?
An Arbiter General will meet with misfortune.
Okay, so they are using the matrix of prescience to try and divine the future here, of course. And of course, that doesn't necessarily mean her. It's one of the Arbiter Generals. So far, we know of Master Yunli's grandfather. We've got Yao Guang, Fei Zhao, and Jing Yuan. And it was kind of implied that Jing Yuan would be the one if they got involved with the Lord Ravager stuff. It looks like no matter which way we turn here, one of the Arbiter Generals is going to die. We just don't know which one. That seems to be what they're setting up, because before it was hinted at, now it's being hinted at again. It could be a different one. We're not sure. It looks like this is what fate has in store for them, and that's probably what she's trying to change.
Alliance.
But she can't.
An Arbiter General will meet with misfortune. You see, Junior Sor, there's your chance to become a general.
And of course, it's a joke, but that is not in good taste. Don't scare us like that.
It was a joke. The least you could do is smile.
Who is this? Who is this? This is not someone I think we've seen before. They could have just had the two of them at a table together doing nothing. Why are you in between, sir? Why is your hand mechanical? What's going on there?
Skip the serious talk. Did you forget our showdown at the card table? Compared to optimal play, good luck is what's truly invincible. So she's also blessed with good fortune, like Aventurine. Sounds like she's able to kind of twist fate in her favor every single time. He just why is he not Elation already? Like, genuinely, I'm very curious what they're going to do with him in the future. It would make sense for him to have an Elation form eventually as well. It's just fascinating to me.
Madam Yao, have I not seen your gift for turning woe into weal?
You've got, looks like a paper boat. They've used the imagery of a paper boat on a sea of stars before, and it was in the IPC trailer. And so that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. It's very pretty. I love paper boats. I love making them. I think they're the sweetest things ever.
You choose the deadliest routes and still make the Yuchue reach her every year. A mere diviner behind enemy lines always...
Okay, a diviner behind enemy lines always managing to win the most surprising ways. So it looks like she, at this point, is undercover as a Borisan. How does that work? I don't know, but she apparently makes it work. She gambles.
managing to win in the most surprising ways. Not to mention that audacious gamble of yours.
Yeah, gambling. Okay, yeah.
Intercepting the Loafu suspect?
Okay, intercepting the Luofu suspect. So she was the one who understood how this happened. Now, let's refresh our memory real quick. First off, Luocha was the one who snuck the Stellaron onto the Xianzhou right before the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. The Stellaron was the one who brought the Arbor back to life after being dead for many, many, many years. And we don't exactly know how he was involved with Phantylia, if there was some kind of alliance there. This was a long time ago. This was a year and a half at least. They may not have explained that either. That was one of those storylines which I personally love, but they did leave a lot unanswered. However, Phantylia, as we know, possessed Tingyun. Tingyun died, except she didn't because Luocha made a deal with Ruan Mei to bring her back. We are not sure why Luocha asked her to do this. It may have something to do with the power of destruction. Tingyun is, as far as we know, the only person to survive being possessed by Phantylia. She is a singular specimen in all of this. So it may have something to do with harnessing the power of destruction, which I personally, like I've said, believe that Luocha has something to do with the IPC. It's either Luocha is Diamond and Void Archives is Oswaldo Schneider, or vice versa. We don't really know what's going on, but it feels like one is one and the other is the other. That's my read on things. So I think the IPC is playing at something right now, and that's what's going on. Also, Ruan Mei has connections to the IPC. They are very interested in her Leviathan research. They have been for a very long time. This has been an ongoing thing that is just kind of going on in the background. It's been brought up in simulated universe stuff. Himiko brought Ruan Mei Leviathan like bone samples as just one of the Express's errands that she did for the geniuses. And then it was recently brought up again in that Myriad Celestia about the Anti-Destruction Alliance, where Ruan Mei was talking to Stephen Lloyd, which again, I love Stephen Lloyd so much. I'm so excited. So this is going to be important at some point. We know that Ruan Mei has been trying to resurrect or clone an Aeon in the past. We know that she got as far as being able to clone an Emanator of Tayzzyronth, but the Emanator of Tayzzyronth could only live for like 42 seconds. Was it 42? 42 feels right, but I may be wrong. and then it would self-destruct, but she seems to also be trying to clone a Leviathan of some kind. And seeing as Oroboros is being brought back around, it would not surprise me if she is trying to recreate Oroboros. A cloned Oroboros might also self-destruct after 42 seconds. We don't know. If those 42 seconds are enough for it to ascend to Eonhood before it self-destructs, would that cancel out the self-destructing? It could be disastrous, is what I'm trying to say. We don't know their play. We don't know what they're after right now, but it's something big and it's something very dangerous. And it looks like Yao Guang stepped in and stopped them, at least with their mission on the Xianzhou. So let's keep going.
I call that seizing a rare opening.
But should that traveler stir the Yuchua's fallow earth?
Oh, hello, fallow earth. So the Ambrosial Arbor is only one of several different gifts of abundance that were given to the Xianzhou Alliance. You've got the miniature myriads, you've got the Flint Emperor, and then you've got the fallow earth. I think there's one more, but I don't remember. We haven't been given much description of what the fallow earth is, what form it takes, or what it does, but it is an abundance thing, so it has the potential to be very healing, but also very destructive in the same way that the tree is. So if Luo Cha is going from place to place trying to activate all of these things, it would make sense. Ooh, I just had a thought. So I'm going to talk about this in my upcoming video. I am working on it. I'm sorry for the wait, guys. On Amphoreus, the stand-in for the hunt is Strife, Nikador. And in the Amphoreus story, Nikador kind of keeps theirself alive by breaking themselves into 5 pieces and not scattering those pieces, but keeping them separate. One of them is scattered, Nikador's reason. We all know him as Nias. And it's by healing those 5 pieces and bringing them back together into one place that we are able to resurrect Nikador and actually fight them and claim the core flame. So I have taken that to mean that these spiritist beings that each of the Arbiter Generals have, there are 6 Arbiter Generals, but one of them is a Videodora, so I'm going to say that that one probably does not have a Spiritus of their own. They would instead have the Transmutation Arcanum, but then the other 5 each have a Spiritus, and that is, of course, the Lightning Lord, the Flying Aureus, and then whatever Yao Guang's peacock is called. I don't remember the name. I know we've been told it, but I have not committed it to memory yet. So we know that Lan, in some form, is still kind of out roaming the cosmos, but I believe if we can take what we saw on Amphoreus and apply it to the actual, like, in real life, what do we call it? Because it's not real life, but it's just outside Amphoreus. If we can take what happened on Amphoreus and apply it to what happened outside Amphoreus, because remember, Amphoreus is a microcosm of the universe, then this would mean that each of those spirituses are some fragment of Lan that Lan is using to, maybe not to keep themselves alive, this is not a Horcrux situation, but to splinter their power for some reason. Maybe so it makes them easier to defeat, maybe they want to be defeated, who knows, this is what happened with Nikador. But I wonder if these plague marks, the tree, the fallow earth, all of this different stuff, if they serve the same purpose for Yaoshi. And I wonder if Luo Cha is able to activate all of them, if that will end up being some kind of supercharge situation for Yaoshi. That would not be great for our heroes. It's just a thought right now, but I'm curious because I'm seeing this is very much kind of the same for both Lan and Yaoshi. But then again, we don't really have a whole lot of information on this. Like, the only thing we had that really touched on the plague marks, the tree, was like 2.5 years ago. And the Borisin plotline didn't really talk about this very much. So I'm curious to see where they go with this. But what we can gather from this now is Luo Cha already activated the tree and he's wanting to stir the Yuchui's fallow earth. Will he succeed? We don't know. Let's find out.
You won't just lose your position. Your very life will be forfeit.
So what that sounds like to me is that the generals are very on edge right now. They sent an inquisition during the Borisin stuff to see if Jing Yuan was fit to continue ruling the Xianzhou Loafu. If it were to happen to another plague mark, they would not be happy. That's one reading of this. Or it's also possible, oh, wait a second, is this the fallow earth? Is this what we're seeing? Oh, this is the fallow earth, isn't it? That's kind of beautiful. Okay, but yeah, the other reading of the situation is that Yao Guang has a even closer connection to the fallow earth than the other generals do. Like, she's harnessed it in some way. Maybe something would be revealed if it were activated. I don't know. I'm excited about learning more about this, but stay alive, Yao Guang, please.
Relax. It'll all turn out fine.
She is so very nonchalant.
But this omen is unlike any before. When an Eon comes into play, look to the Feng Hu, our clearest cautionary tale.
So the Feng Hu, let me look this up real quick to make sure I'm thinking of the right one. Okay, the Feng Hu Is this one that's living or dead? Okay, so I'm glad I checked. This was one of those that I was like, I think this one got destroyed. No, this is the one that's ruled by a Videotter and High Elder, and it is also the one that is, I believe, has the strongest presence of the IPC there. Yeah, this ship specifically, there are some who believe that it has been completely taken over by the IPC. We don't have evidence of that, but then again, we don't have much information of any kind. I do find it very interesting. I've been saying the IPC is a propagation faction in disguise, and the Videottera do seem to become very propagation obsessed. If Tayzzyronth is any indication, it is possible that the corruption in the Videottera system goes a lot higher up than Tayzzyronth. So if it goes all the way up to the Sage Queller is the master of the Fenghu, then that would be disastrous. I don't know what cautionary tale they are referring to, though. It looks like it got overrun by Borisin.
Only because Master used his body to summon the rainbow did that battle have a sliver of hope.
Okay. Wait a second. This is the guy from earlier, isn't it? Except that it's his other hand that's mechanical now. Wait, let me go back a few frames and get a good picture of him. No, is that his mechanical hand? Let's look at... Is that him? I think that might be Fu Xuan's predecessor. The guy that is like, he was the one who taught Fu Xuan, and he also knew, it's like one of the divinations that he did when he first met Fu Xuan told him that she would be the one to kill him, and it made no difference to him. He trained her anyway. He trained her as well as he possibly could, and it turned out to be a very not murderous situation when she finally did. It was like one of her divination caused the Xianzhou to move in a specific way that caused his death, and I guess it was this one?
Only because Master used his body to summon the rainbow did that battle have a sliver of hope.
So during this battle, he summoned the Rainbow Arbiter, which is Lan, by the way. So during this battle, he summoned Lan. We don't have all of the information on that. Oh, I was going to say earlier, this is what it looks like when one of Lan's arrows lands. Okay.
Fairy tale. Only because Master used his body to summon the rainbow did that battle have a sliver of hope.
So she tried to change the future.
Despite giving everything, that was the only time you couldn't change the outcome.
This was a fixed point, couldn't change it.
I've wondered whether turning Woe into Weal was always just a stroke of luck.
Again, Aventurine vibes. When it comes to characters who are very linked to elation, there is very much a theme of randomness, which is not randomness. Aventurine took a gamble, but it was a very calculated risk. If you've seen my video on that, he was playing psychological games with Sunday before he even stepped into that office with Sunday. I freaking love him. And it sounds like Yao Guang does much of the same thing, but with a more mystical angle to it, being able to actually kind of pull the threads of fate a little bit because she has access to something higher. Aha is known for being an Aeon who is a lot more willing to get involved in the affairs of mortals. And so it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these elation characters have a bit more mystical ability when they want it. And we're also kind of seeing that in the way elation's gameplay is being integrated into everything. So let's keep going with this.
In a game played between gods, mortals can do nothing to change the outcome.
Ooh, what is it with these eyes behind her? My goodness. Those look like reptile eyes, but it's a weird juxtaposition when she's got the peacock feathers behind her. That is one thing. And this is something completely different. Eyes also weirdly seem to be associated with Aha, but also with Enna the Order, which is like the exact opposite of Aha. So I don't know what to think about that yet. I'm keeping my eye on it though. Eyes. All right, let's keep going.
But next time, the time after that, we still have no choice but to pray for the rainbow's Lux arrow to fall.
I don't think that's something you pray for unless you're like in the most dire of circumstances. We have seen several examples at this point of the Lux arrow just obliterating everything in its path. It's not great. It's not great. Lan is the Aeon of friendly fire. So I don't know.
There are always more paths than obstacles. In an encounter with the genius, guided by the erudition's calculations, I glimpsed.
What did you glimpse?
Plain Arcadia.
Yeah. I love the texture that you see in the blue here. There's like a canvas texture. It's kind of pretty.
An Aeon's game is about to begin.
Ooh.
Isn't a surprise created by the elation precisely the variable we need?
I love the way this is happening around her, these threads. I don't know if I'm just old, but I remember when I was young, there was something that we used to do. We'd get like pieces of yarn and we'd just make a loop out of it and we'd just spend time. Did any of you guys remember doing that where you could like make a cat's cradle if you had a length of yarn? You could make the Eiffel Tower and you could actually like make shapes out of the yarn. It looked like something. That's what this reminds me of a lot. It's super fun. I love it. It also reminds me of My little mind palace where I connect the threads. It's great.
That fickle Eon may grant you godhood.
This is so cool. I love the visual here. My goodness.
In an instant, or scatter you to the void just as easily.
Yeah, aha is
But
fickle.
once their gaze is cast, even as a puppet, I can shift the course of their trajectories. This time, I will invite a god onto the board.
That is her yanking on Aha's strings there. Did you see that? She's the one in control of the Eon for just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll see how this goes.
And for the future of the cosmos, draw the most auspicious lot.
Come on, girl.
I'm going. The Marshal has already agreed, so don't waste your breath.
I am excited for us to see Marshal Hua eventually. It's gonna be such a reveal when we see them.
The seer strategist, still as decisive as ever.
Sit tight and enjoy the show.
Nice. Dang.
The seer strategist is blessed with remarkable fortune.
Yeah.
But turning woe into weal is to invite karma upon oneself.
Yeah, and she's been doing that all along is what we are seeing here. So, long story short, when fate finally does come crashing down on her, it is not going to be pretty. Because she's been doing this so long. And this might be the most...
She must have foreseen.
Okay, let's take a good look at this. So that's a future that she has foreseen, possibly, where she dies. It may not be the future, but it's a future, most likely.
Seen this outcome long ago. That one day, misfortune would catch up to her.
This is really interesting here. This looks like the threads, but a little more smoky, a little more hazy. This one looks almost like it's tripping her, which is kind of fascinating. I don't know why. It feels significant.
Without becoming a player on the board, how can the endgame ever be changed? Looks like it's time we make our move.
And what is that move gonna be, I wonder? Oh my gosh. Guys, I am so excited about all of this. This is gonna be an incredible update. I cannot wait to see what's in store. Yao Guang, please stay alive. You are already becoming one of my favorites. She has, by the way, not passed Aventurine. I don't think anyone will ever do that, just to be very clear. But I cannot wait to see what they have in store for her. This is going to be just amazing. I'm going to go check out this other Chinese exclusive trailer that I've heard about. And if it does not exist, then I guess you won't hear this. But if you are hearing this, go check out my channel. I think within the couple days after I upload this one, that one will be uploaded. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, guys, the 16th is when I plan to stream the update, so I will see you guys all then. I'll be streaming for as long in the day as I possibly can. So you guys take care of yourselves until then, and please stay safe and stay kind. I'll see you soon. Bye.